Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A video. It's been quite a long time since I've done one of these and I've got quite a lot of new topics with the questions, so yeah, that's what today's video is going to be and I hope you guys enjoy. Do you find it hard to keep on top of things with all your animals to take care of? And the other kind of like similar question to this was, do you regret having so many animals, or would you like less? So just for general day-to-day stuff, I just feel like it's not overwhelming so much anymore. It's pretty manageable, and yeah, I feel like I'm getting into a good sort of manageable system now, balancing everything. So yeah, I have no regrets whatsoever. I think I have the perfect amount of animals right now. For the last few months, I would say I kind of did have quite a lot of issues just making time for everything. Honestly, I have to say my parents have been helping out. If I'm staying at, for example, if I'm going to my boyfriend's house, then it just means that, you know, they're there in the morning to feed them, or if I'm going away, they're here to, like, you know, do any cleaning that needs doing and stuff. This next question is, how do you feel about everyone fantasizing about free roaming and how it's cruel to keep them in cages as mine aren't free roam? I think it all depends on each person and just about giving the best to what you can. Like, for example, at my old house I was able to free roam my rabbits around the garden because it was really enclosed, it was safe, but we can't do that anymore and we've had to compromise a bit there. So I think it all depends on each person, each sort of setup you have, and just working with what you can afford and what's realistic for you, because I think as long as you're providing the best you can for them and your animals are happy, then I think that's really what matters. And yeah, just doing what you can with what you can afford and literally, you know, what you have the space for. Do you miss where you used to live and the pet setups? Do you miss your old neighbourhood? As a short answer, no. There's something so nice about the countryside here. Living near the sea as well is just like so amazing. It's so nice to be so close to the sea, and it's just, I feel very lucky that we are, you know, we have the balance of being in the countryside whilst also being so close to the sea. That's something which I've always wanted. I just feel like it's so nice to have, and I really do love that. I feel like just the slower pace of life, it's not quite like in the more built up areas where everything's quite fast paced and everything's a lot like calmer, I feel like, where I am now. And I just feel I fit in a lot better here. I feel it suits us. I feel like the lifestyle it's given us is really good, and I feel like, you know, everything with my business and the animals is fitting really well here. I think it's just such a nice part of the world, and there's a lot of special things about Scotland as well, like the culture. Oh, someone wants to know what my favourite thing about Jasper is. Seeing as he's here, I thought I'd answer it. I think the fact that he's more like a dog than he is a cat. He follows you around like a little puppy. He's really not cat at all. Yep, I think that's the cows. Next question is, in Scotland, is it harder to get pet supplies like hay, etc. than it was where you previously lived? That is a good question. Now, I don't think it's just because we're in Scotland, because we are quite in a rural area. Things are generally harder to access, like just, you know, your everyday shops. When you are more in the countryside, we're not totally away from civilization. You know, there are towns and there are country stores, but you do sort of have to go a bit further than we had to go before. There's some really good country stores here. This part of Scotland there is loads of different Harborough stores. Harborough is like this country store which sell all sorts of different things for like farms and small holdings, which I use for basically all my bedding and hay. Tips on living as an introvert. You must know me so well because I am the biggest introvert. I think being introverted is okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, I don't know how some people are. Like, I have always been pretty much like that, and I think as long as it's not like affecting you like in a bad way, it's fine. It was quite a big shock for me when I stopped going to school and college, because, you know, even though I thought it's what I wanted, like, and it kind of was, I kind of took it to an extreme and didn't go out much at all. I was, you know, stuck in the house so much, and even when I had the opportunity to go out, I just kind of stayed in, and that's not really good for anyone. Like, it's still important to get out. Like, you don't have to be an extrovert and go out and do all these things that other people are doing, but I think it's still important to have some social interactions. I don't know, find groups that have like-minded people. You don't have to like force yourself to be a certain way just so you can fit with certain people. Like, find people who are like you and have similar interests to you. And I think as well, it's not about like the amount of people you're mixing with, it's like the quality of the relationships you had with people. So like, I think as long as you've got like some people who you feel like you have good relationships with, that's like, it doesn't matter how many you have. I think it's more about the quality of them relationships. So the last question that I want to answer today is, are you going to consider going zero waste? Now, if you know me, you'll know that I'm like really interested in like, I don't know, like veganism, and I'm passionate about the environment. I like to think that I try and do my bit, but I do feel like there's more I can be doing. It's tricky because I don't know so much about zero waste, but I think a lot of the issues I have, I feel like, you know, everything, for example, in supermarket comes wrapped in plastic, and, you know, I look at all the hay and bedding I buy, all comes wrapped in plastic. I do feel like it's quite a big issue. Even when I'm ordering stuff for my shop, things come wrapped in plastic, and there's not really any getting around that unless the companies change and, you know, the supermarkets change and things aren't all wrapped in plastic, because it's unnecessary a lot of the time. It really bugs me, actually. But I think I do try and do my bit. Like, for example, with my shop, I do only send things out in eco-friendly packaging, but I do feel like there's more I can be doing, definitely. Like, and again, I do try and get eco-friendly and natural and vegan, cruelty-free, whatever, when it comes to like, you know, household products, shampoos, soaps, stuff like that. But, you know, I still feel like I can still do better. It's something I want to learn more about, and yeah, I feel like it's something I definitely need to look more into, but I am trying to do my bit. But again, there's always room for improvement, like with anything. So yeah, that's the end of the Q&A. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I feel like I've chatted for so long. I never talk this much, but I feel like I've chatted for ages in this video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Well done if you stayed to the end, because there's loads of little bugs and I've probably got bitten, but, you know, dedication for this video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.